Welcome back to the LoanArranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am broadcasting here on WDBO's big station, AM 580 and FM 107.3. I'm the LoanArranger. I am in the mortgage business, and my job is to help you save money when it comes to buying or selling or financing your next property. Here on this show, we're going to talk about what's going on in the market right now. Is it the right time? Is there reason for panic? What are housing prices doing? Are they falling like a rock, or are they steady? What are we going to do? What's the right thing to do? Is my money placed in the right place? Are you making a ton of money in the stock market right now? Are you making a ton of money in the stock market right now? Or are you making money in real estate? Let's decide on really what the real news is, because I'm getting a lot of crazy fake news that's coming across the board. So we're going to get down to brass tacks on that. We're also going to talk about the All-Star Jam tonight. I will be hosting the K92.3 All-Star Jam. I will be one of the sponsors of that. I have a great booth set up today. If you're coming to the All-Star Jam, make sure you stop by and say hi to the LoanArranger. I will be there with my team today, and I really would love to see you. I hope you got tickets, because I think it's sold out. And that will be tonight. I'll be there about 5 o'clock. So we'll hope to see you then. If you are a hero, meaning not the type that wear the cape, but the type that are really the heroes in our community today, that would be our law enforcement, first responders, teachers, and nurses, healthcare workers, anybody that's certified in their field or licensed in their field. It is a great time to become a homeowner. Why? Because I can get you up to $25,000 in free down payment assistance money. Now, when I say free, okay, you're going to get down payment assistance money to help you offset your closing costs and prepaid escrows. You can oftentimes get into a house for no money out of pocket, up to $25,000 in down payment assistance money. I'm going to tell you something. I believe that this is the best down payment assistance program that I've seen. And there's some good ones out there. Okay, there's some programs out there that I think have been really beneficial for folks. You got Orange County, you have Seminole County, you have City of Orlando, Volusia County, Brevard County. There's all kinds of them that are around Osceola County. Some really good ones. But there's pros and cons to every one of them. Anytime you're getting free money, there's no such thing as free money. You guys all know that, right? There's no such thing as free money. But it is an advantage, and it gives an opportunity for somebody that may not otherwise have the ability to come up with down payment money to be able to get down payment money. You know, I had a client say, I don't know if it's really worth it, because I understand you have to repay the money if you sell the house or refinance the house. So, well, let's just put this in perspective. Let's just say that you bought a house for $400,000 and you got, let's just say, 19 grand, let's say $20,000 from Hometown Heroes. Okay. And that $20,000 was to cover your down payment and your closing costs. Now, interest rates right now, we all know are higher than we'd like them to be, but they're still not that bad, right? But we all know that when they drop into the fours again, everybody's going to jump to refinance. So would you have to pay that money back if you refinance? The answer is yes. Would you have to pay that money back if you sold your house? The answer is yes. Would you have to pay that money back if you rented your home? Yes. What if you lived there for 30 years and paid the house off at the end of 30 years? You still got to pay the money back. Well, some people look at that as being a negative. I don't look at it as being a negative. And I'll tell you what, I'm about the numbers. Do the numbers make sense? So if I buy a home right now for $400,000 and it only goes up 5%, how much is 5% of 400,000? $20,000. If I got $20,000 in free money, at the end of 1 year, I broke even. So I got into a house that I otherwise would not have been able to get into because I didn't have the cash. Now I can get into it and even refinance in the future and pay the money back if I even want to. Otherwise, don't. Maybe 3 years down the road. And that, listen, I'm talking about 5% appreciation. You made 20 grand. You made 20 grand. right now, let's talk about what appreciation really looks like, because I'm seeing doom and gloom. Oh my God, the real estate market's crashing. I'm even hearing realtors telling me this, and I'm telling you, it drives me crazy. I'm like, well, look at the numbers. Where are you getting your facts from? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I go by the numbers, the real numbers. Now, there is a difference between housing prices or housing dropping in value and sellers reducing their sales price. There's a distinct difference, and let's just break it down so that you understand what the differences are. So, right now, houses have dropped in price this year by 2.2% in this area, not nationwide, 2.2%. Okay? Now, is that a real number? Yes, it is. So, how can houses drop by 2.2% but are up in value by 16.7%? How's that work out? I don't understand that. Well, let me tell you. Let's just sort it out. If you were a seller and you were selling anytime between when COVID hit at the end of 2019 all the way through till about March of this year, you were getting 10, 15, 20,000 over ask price, over appraised value. You had people lined up to buy your home and willing to waive the appraisal, waive home inspection, pay you $20,000 over appraised value, waive appraisal contingencies. Your sellers weren't accepting FHA and VA transactions. For what reason, I don't know, but that's what they got. That's the advice they got from their agent, which I think is bupkis too. I would not take that advice and ever give that to somebody. Don't accept an FHA or a VA transaction, but that's for a different story. But that's what they were doing. Now, what's happened now? By the way, write my number down, 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go right to my website and do an online application right now. The easiest doggone website for an online application in the history of the planet. Just go to webringyouhome.com, webringyouhome.com. I have loan officers on call right now. I've got loan officers on call 7 days a week. If you are a real estate agent or you seeking to get pre-approved, allow my team the opportunity to help you. Okay? Now, back in action here. Housing prices are down for the last 12 months, 2.2%. Okay? Now, what really is happening here? Because how can they be up by 16.7% but down by 2.2%? That's because sellers are not getting over ask price for their houses right now, at least not in a lot of areas. There are some, like I'm seeing Lake Nona still, you can't get a house for under ask price. You can't negotiate on the price. You're going to pay over ask price in Lake Nona unless the house is really listed right. And I'm seeing a lot of those transactions. But in most places, you are negotiating. I just had one of my employees negotiate. She got seller paid closing costs, got a new roof, got a new electrical box. It's happening out there. Don't think that it doesn't happen. You can negotiate now. And that's why I think now is the perfect opportunity for you to get back in the market. If you are a buyer, get in the market right now. It's an opportunity. So let's try Hometown Heroes if you're a hero. Maybe another down payment assistance program. I just got another young lady, a down payment assistance through City of Orlando. Beautiful program. Excellent. Orange County. Excellent program. If you're interested in that, just let me know. We can help you with all of those. So why don't I think that the market is crashing? We're experiencing inflation. Inflation means the cost of goods are going up faster than your income. Okay? That's basically what it means. That there's money out there, but we're chasing the product. Okay? And there's not enough product. And it drives the price of the products up. Well, how can I build a home for less money if it's costing me more money? You can't. It's impossible. And would you sell your home? Let's just say you're next to a D.R. Horton community. And D.R. Horton has a house that's similar to yours and they're selling it for $450,000 and they're getting it and they got people that want to buy it. What are you going to do with your house? It's the same house, basically, same square footage. Maybe it's a couple of years older. You're going to sell for pretty much. They're going to dictate the value and you're going to get it. You're not going to go, mine's not new. I'll sell mine for $350 instead of $450. You're not going to do that. You're going to chase the money, as you should. That's capitalism. So right now, if you look at our numbers, just from January of this year to today, your median sales price has gone up by $55,194. There's your median sales price just this year. So are you telling me that it's a bad time to buy when in 8 months I would have made $55,000 on an average house, which it would have been, you would have bought it for $386 and it would be worth $441 right now. $55,000. Now, if you bought it 1 year ago today, it'd be worth $63,000 more. So we think that we've seen less appreciation this year since they started raising the Fed rate, but really we're still seeing appreciation, and to the tune of 16.7%. You tell me it's a bad time to buy. You tell me that waiting is better than buying now. It doesn't make any sense. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. I've been in the mortgage business for 33 years. I've closed well over 10,000 transactions. That's my own production. That doesn't include my branch or all my other branches within the area. If you want somebody that truly knows the market, watches the market, and can give you the right advice as to when to lock and when to float, what to buy and what not to buy, connect you with great real estate agents throughout the area that I know and trust will take great care of you, agents that will give you back money if you use their services. They'll take a piece of their commission and give it back to you as a buyer. Why wouldn't you allow me to connect you with those people? I know them. I know the good ones and I know the not so good ones. Feel free to give me a call if you're a real estate agent. I'd love to connect with you, find out a little bit more about you, your ethics, and your experiences, and there may be an opportunity for us to work together. 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or webringyouhome.com. I will be teaching some classes the month of September on condominiums, on how to buy them, the restrictions, how to navigate a condominium transaction, and mobile homes. Man, I'm getting a lot more condo and mobile home calls, and I know why, because the prices go up, so everybody thinks it's cheaper to buy a condo or a mobile home, where at the end of the day, maybe it is and maybe it isn't. You can find out the real facts, and I'll be teaching that class this month. It'll be on my website at webringyouhome.com. So I don't believe that there's time to panic in the market. I think this is a buying opportunity. I'm still buying homes. My wife and I went out and purchased a couple homes recently. I think that the market is there. I'm going to experience appreciation. This dust will settle. And anybody that thinks that you're in for a crash, they're sadly mistaken. You can't have a crash when you have no inventory, not enough supply. You got the prices going up, and you got everybody wanting to move into Florida. Now, I love my friends from New York and New Jersey. Come on in. Don't bring your political garbage over here, though. We don't want that. We got a great state. Let's keep it that way. Don't leave a state that has horrible politics to come to one that has great politics to make it horrible. We don't want that. We want to keep Florida, Florida. It's the way we like it. If you want to come here, just adapt to our way of living. And then we're all going to get along just fine. And the Loan Arranger is going to be here to help you close on your transaction when you want to buy that house. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313, or webringyouhome.com. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can capture some of the down payment assistance money that's out there today and whether now is the right time for you to buy. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and yes, I am the Loan Arranger on this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you so much for tuning in to me. I hope that you find that this show is very informative and keeps you safe when it comes to purchasing a real estate transaction. And know that you always have a friend and neighbor in the business that's here to help you. I've been doing this for 33 years, my friends, and I've closed well over 10,000 transactions, and it would just be an honor to help you and your family in your next opportunity to purchase some real estate. And if you are looking for a real estate agent, just let me know. I can connect you to the great real estate agents in town. You know, it's interesting. I think about this, and I think about people that think, well, I don't need a real estate agent. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're listening to me right now and you are thinking about buying a home, you don't need a real estate agent. You really don't. You can do it on your own. You can. You can do it on your own. All you real estate agents out there listening to me right now are probably like, I can't believe this guy's actually saying this. But here's the thing. You can do it on your own. You really can. Now, you can also represent yourself in a court. You don't need a lawyer. You can do it on your own. If you have an abscessed tooth, you can pull your own tooth. You can do that. You can do it. It'll hurt, and you might not do a great job, but you can do it. You don't need a dentist. You just pull it out yourself, right? You can do that. You could cut your own hair. You don't need a barber. You can just cut your own hair. Why do you need a real estate agent? Here's why you need a real estate agent. A good real estate agent, first of all, as a buyer, doesn't cost you any money. As a seller, it's going to come out of your proceeds. But what you want is somebody that's there to represent you and take the sting out of it. Because sellers think their house is worth more than it's worth. Buyers think it's worth less than it's worth. You have to meet in the middle. And good real estate agents soften that. It's not belly-to-belly negotiation where the seller is negotiating with the buyer. It's the seller is getting advice from the listing agent. The buyer's getting advice from the buyer's agent so they can come to a meeting of the minds and settle in the middle. That's what a great real estate agent does. They negotiate. Now, a lot of real estate agents are really just glorified taxi drivers. They're not really good negotiators. Be a great negotiator. That's what the talent of a real estate agent truly is. A great real estate agent is a great negotiator and gives good advice. Whether you're listing a home or you're looking for a real estate agent to represent you. So no, you don't need a real estate agent. You don't need a dentist. You don't need a barber. You don't even need a lawyer. You can do it yourself. Now, you got to think about that. Is that really the right thing to do? Call me, 407-706-3313, and I'll connect you to a great real estate agent in your neck of the woods, somebody that knows your community. Now, you don't know who the right real estate agents are. You might see a real estate agent go, that guy's got to be pretty good. He's got a lot of signs in the yard in my neighborhood. However, you don't know that. And here's why you don't know that. They might be listing homes for more than they're worth, and he gets a lot of signs out in the yard to attract attention, but doesn't ever get really what you should be getting for your house. It's not top dollar. It's just advertisement for them. And I see a lot of that. I think that that's malpractice. I think that you should give quality advice. And listing agents don't come up with what your house is worth. You know who comes up with what your house is worth? The market. That's who comes up with what your house is really worth. So a good real estate agent will walk you through that process so you don't waste a lot of time and give you advice on staging it properly, everything you need to be able to get top dollar. When it comes to a buyer's agent, you want somebody that's going to negotiate for you in all aspects of the transaction. You want that? You call me at 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. I also will tell you that I have a list of real estate agents that will give you 25% of their buy-side commission back so you can offset your closing costs. Be back in 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loan Arranger, talking about what's going on in the real estate industry right now. What are interest rates doing? Well, I can tell you this much right now. It's been a rocky road. I'm looking at a chart of interest rates. They're up and down, and then it just looks like a spider web. They're all over the place right now. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. They're still not horrible. Okay, they're not horrible. Now, you're going to hear other people marketing their products and going, they're at all-time lows. Well, they're not at all-time lows. You guys aren't stupid. You know that they're not at all-time lows. But does that stop me from buying property? Absolutely does not stop me. Because at the end of the day, okay, we are going to marry the house. We're going to date the rate. And if the rate improves later, we'll just refinance it. That's what refinancing is for. So you can improve the rate of return that you get on your investment. You can lower the payments. So we can help you with that. You just pick up the phone and call me at 407-706-3313 or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. If you are looking for a great real estate agent, I will connect you with great real estate agents in your neck of the woods. Now, I have realtors that I work with from Daytona and New Smyrna, Melbourne, Palm Bay, Titusville, Rockledge, Davenport, St. Cloud, Kissimmee. You've got Claremont, all the way out in Mineola. We've got Seminole County. I got Sorrento. Got some great agents in Sorrento area. And, of course, Orlando, Winter Park, and, Longwood, Lake Mary, you name DeLand, Deltona. I got it. You need it. I got it. Great agents that will take great care of you. And here's what you want as a buyer. First of all, you want a good negotiator that's going to negotiate for you. You want them to ask for closing costs, because right now, closing costs, you got to pay that out of pocket, right? So let's get your closing costs paid by the seller. Why not? You can negotiate that. And that's why I think we have a better opportunity today than we did 6 months ago. Because 6 months ago, sellers were getting, you would pay $10,000 to $20,000 over ask price and over appraised value. That's not the case anymore. Now you can get a home for like 97% of the ask price in many cases. I'm not saying everything is carte blanche, because it's not. And if you bought a median, let's just say you bought a home that was $400,000, and the real estate agent that you choose is going to make a 3% commission. So 3% of 400,000 is $12,000, and they will give you 25% of that back, which is $3,000 toward your closing costs. Why wouldn't you do that? I can help you connect with the right people in your area. Don't choose your sister's best friend's cousin to represent you as a real estate agent. I'm going to tell you something, and definitely don't pick a relative. If you got a relative that's a realtor and they screw something up and you got to sit across from the turkey dinner at Thanksgiving from them, it's not going to be a pleasant situation. It's going to be uncomfortable from now on. Believe me, don't choose that option. What you want to choose is somebody that's going to represent you and be honest with you and communicate with you and fight for you. That's a good representative. You call me. I'll connect you. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. It's always important to make sure that your loan is fully approved before you go out shopping for a home. Now, some people would say, hey, why do I want to go through the whole loan process? I haven't even found the right house. You will never find the right house and negotiate a good deal if you do not make the seller feel like you are a completely done deal. Like, you got to be guaranteed that you're going to close on time. That means eliminating contingencies at all cost. So maybe you have a house to sell, and that's a contingency because you need the money out of that house. Talk to me. Maybe there's alternatives that we can figure out to make your offer look more attractive. Here's one other thing that I do that I don't see a lot of other companies do. First of all, I have a program called Fast Track Loan Approval. So let's just put this in perspective. Most pre-qualifications and pre-approvals are written by the loan officer that is going to be evaluating your loan. Now, loan officers typically are commission-based employees. And I know the quality of most of the loan officers out there is not even close to what my assistants that work for me in my own branch? No. My team knows more about mortgages than I have interviewed people that go. I've had loan officers come to me and say, I've been doing this for 15, 20 years. And I still look at you like, and you still haven't figured it out. It's amazing how much bad information you're giving to your clients. Go to somebody that cares and knows. My team, before they're on the phone with a client, has got to go through a year training with me. And then they're an apprentice. And then they're underneath one of my senior loan officers for about 2 more years. So 3 years before they're really in a position that I feel like you know enough to be able to give good advice. How do you like that? That's what you get with the Loan Arranger, 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. I promised you in the last segment that we're going to talk a little bit about mobile homes and condominiums. Now, why am I bringing up mobile homes and condominiums? Because as prices continue to rise, more and more of you feel like you can get into a mobile home or a condominium for a lot less money out of pocket. And in some cases, you absolutely can. It is true. However, there are additional things that you need to know. And most real estate agents that I talk to out there do not know how to negotiate or how to understand how financing works for condominiums and mobile homes. Is it different? It is different. So let's break it down. Let's first talk about some mobile homes. Okay. So first of all, mobile home is not financeable under any type of traditional financing like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, if it was built before 1976. And if it is a single wide, it's extremely difficult to get any type of decent financing on it. So if you don't own the land, you cannot get a traditional mortgage on it. It's just a title loan like you would get for your car. It's not a mortgage. Now, if you found a mobile home and you're going to own the land and it's in a planned unit development, meaning it's got an HOA, then there are additional restrictions on the type of financing that you can get if there's any single wides in that community, even if the one you're buying is not a single wide. It limits the type of financing. Now, that's why you go to an expert like the Loan Arranger to guide you through that so that you get that advice. And if you're a real estate agent and you're not working with me and my team, you are making a mistake because you're not getting all the good advice. And then you're wondering why. I had this client with a lender for 4 weeks and they were all approved. I don't know why the financing fell apart on the 3rd day before closing. I don't understand it. That's because you did not understand and couldn't give the client proper advice and know if the lender knew what they were talking about. Because I'm going to tell you right now, most loan officers out there will write a check that their ass can't cash. And they do it all the time. I see it all the time. And if you're a real estate agent, isn't it your job to make sure that you should know as well exactly what the guidelines are for something that you're trying to sell? Wouldn't you know that? Don't blame it on the lender. Hold the lender accountable for their knowledge, yes. But you have to know as well. That's why I connect my clients with great real estate agents. 407-706-3313. Now, if it's a mobile home, you also have to make sure that the title's retired. That could cost you between $300 and $800 to retire title. If it's on well and septic, you're probably going to need a well analysis. That's probably about $350. And that's about $175 to $200. And it has to go to a laboratory and it has to be cultured to make sure that it's got no nitrites and nitrates in it and things of that nature. And VA has a different method than they do for conventional or FHA. So your lender has to know that, because I've seen people order well analysis and they get it back and they go, well, that doesn't meet VA's guidelines. Well, nobody told me that. Of course they didn't tell you that, because the lender's supposed to tell you you need the type that's for VA. And the laboratories that we deal with know that. Now, that's not all. You need a well inspection. A septic tank inspection if you're on septic. Okay, so those are all things you need to do. Then you have to get a copy of the tag on the mobile home and the certificate. So if you don't have that information, you can't tell if the title's already been retired. So how do you know that? Now, what do we have to do to retire the title? And can that affect your closing? Yes, it can. A lender that knows what they're doing when it comes to mobile homes is vital. Call me at 407-706-3313. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, by the way, I am teaching a class this month. I think it's September 20th, but you'll have to check my website. I'll get with Jeanette on that for the scheduling. But it will be a class for the general public, but a must if you are a real estate agent and you do not understand mobile homes and condominiums and how the financing works, then you need to get into this class. It will be a live class, but when I do these classes, they're small rooms, like 25 people. That's it. 20 to 25 people. That's all I bring in. Okay. So I think that's on September 20th, but I'll double check my calendar. Condominiums, another thing that I'm getting a lot of calls on right now. Why? Because you can buy a condo cheaper. The problem is that many of the condominiums do not meet conventional FHA or VA qualifications. Now, why doesn't the listing agent know what type of financing is available in it beforehand? They should know that. If you're listing a condominium, know if you can get FHA or VA financing on it. Know if you can get a conventional loan on it. Know what the owner occupancy to renter ratio is in there. Know if there's any lawsuits against the association, because that can affect your client getting approved in it, even if it's not in their building. So let's just give you an idea. Condominiums come at a great price, but the type of financing available is extremely limited. Now, fortunately, in my office, I have a full condo review department. That's all they do is review condos. So I can get you into the right one and get the review back quickly. Now, you can buy the condo cheaper, but let's look at, other than the financing, let's look at some other aspects of this. You have an HOA fee. And that HOA fee could run from, say, $250 to $600 a month. Now, what does that give you? Access to the pool? Maybe a guarded gate? I don't know. Maintenance of the lawn? Insurance for the common grounds? Reserves? All of those things play into this. Now, you can buy a condo for $250 with a $400 HOA, but you could get a single family residence for $325 with a $60 HOA, and you're at the same monthly payment. So don't get caught up that it's cheaper, because at the end of the day, it may not be cheaper. I'm not saying don't buy a condo. Not one bit. I'm saying know the facts, know the numbers, because I get a lot of calls going, well, I can afford a $225 condo, but I can't afford a $325 house. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Know the facts. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. Again, that's 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Don't forget to stop by my booth today at the K92-3 All-Star Jam at Additions Arena starting tonight. I think it starts at 6:30. I'm going to be there early to meet and greet. I get to meet Jelly Roll and Dan and Shay and Michael Ray and Mitchell Tenpenny and all the other stars that are going to be there. I'm looking forward to meeting with them. You can stop by my booth and say hi. I'd really appreciate it if you would do that. Shake my hand. I'd love to meet with you. If you're a hero, I have something very special that I want to give to you today. If you are law enforcement, first responder, nurse, home health care worker, or a teacher, you stop by my booth. I got something special for you I'd like to give to you. And I'd just like to know who all our heroes are. If you are a hero and you're currently renting, talk to me about my Hometown Heroes product. I can get you up to $25,000 in down payment assistance money and connect you with a real estate agent that will give you 25% of the buy-side commission back. It's a no-brainer, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes with the last segment of the Loan Arranger radio show. webringyouhome.com, 407-706-3313. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the last segment of the afternoon, morning of the Loan Arranger radio show, if I can get that out and figure out what time of day I'm actually at here. But I appreciate you joining me today on this beautiful Sunday. I hope that I see you tonight at the K92.3 All-Star Jam. That would be great for you to stop by my booth. I will be there celebrating heroes and all of the fans that listen to country music for K92.3. I've been a big sponsor of theirs for a long, long time. But I'd love to meet a lot of you folks out there, so stop by. I know several of you won some tickets to the show from me, and I hope to have you stop by the booth and say hi. For all of you that are considering purchasing a home out there and you're reading the news about home prices softening, yes, they are softening. But what's happening is the sellers are not able to get over ask price like they were. So housing prices are down by 2.2% locally, but have increased in value by 16.7%. Now that's some fuzzy math. How can it be down and up at the same time? Because sellers aren't getting what they thought they would get when they were asking over market price, but they're now getting closer to realistic market price. So it looks like when you put it on paper that they're falling, but we've actually gained in 1 year 16.7% appreciation. That's up considerably. Like that's not, I mean, guys, you want 3 to 5%. You don't need 18% appreciation or 16% appreciation. You don't need it. 5% does the job, and it does it well. I mean, think about that. You buy a $400,000 house, you're making $20,000 a year. Well, you know how much you would have made if you bought a home at the median sales price in June or July of, let's just take July of, or we'll take August of 2021, you would have paid $378 for a medium price. That was the average price. And today you pay $441. Okay. There you go. Is it good to stay out of the market? Now you may say, well, that's not the case today. It's slowed down since July. Okay. Let's just take January of this year, and houses, you would have bought a home for $386, which is the average price. And now it's $441. Okay, $386, $441. That's $55,000, man. Since January. And you tell me it's not the right time to buy. That's insane. Now, listen, your rate's going to be a little higher, which means your payment's going to be a little bit higher. I'll refinance that later on. Don't worry about it. I'm going to refinance everybody I'm doing a mortgage for when they drop back down into the low fours again. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in 6 months. I don't know if it's going to happen in 3 years, but it's going to happen. I can promise you that. So don't stay out of the market because you want rates to be lower, and yet you're giving up all that equity. And even if it goes up by 5% instead of 15% or 16%, that's okay. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. Don't get caught up in the news that you hear today. Listen, buying is the right thing to do right now. And if you are a hero, I got Hometown Heroes money up to $25,000 for your down payment and closing costs. It's a no-brainer. I'm closing Orlando, City of Orlando, Seminole County down payment assistance. You need it, I got it. I'm here to help you. You want a great real estate agent? I'll refer you to a great real estate agent that will give you part of their commission back to offset some additional closing costs. 407-706-3313. I will be teaching a class this month, live and in person, on condo purchases and mobile homes. Okay? So mobile home mania and condominium crazy. And we're going to tell you how to negotiate those transactions and navigate the pros and cons of condominiums and mobile homes. Yep. Now, if you're a real estate agent, it's a must. If you're a buyer, better sign up quick. I only got about 20 seats available for that class. Go to webringyouhome.com and apply online at webringyouhome.com, or check out my schedule. You'll see it all there. God bless each and every one of you for listening to my show. Thank you for staying with me. And I really appreciate all the great calls from you guys. Calls have been flooded in, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your beautiful Sunday afternoon to join me. And don't forget to stop by my booth tonight at the K92.3 All-Star Jam. I will be there with my team. I'll see you then. Have a great weekend.